All right, so now I'm going to give you guys the lowdown on the Hacking Music Theory course. And I want to give you guys a really good feel for what you're going to learn, the benefits you're going to get out of this for your music, and what makes this specific approach really different from other music theory courses on the market. So I wanted to bring the man in command himself, Ray Holroyd, into the studio to answer some questions for us today. So number one, up front, for people who are electronic music producers, what makes music theory so important and so relevant for them?
Okay, first thing is to clear up the misunderstanding of what music theory is. Music theory is the language of music, and if you're making music, you're using music theory. Whether you think you are or not, it doesn't matter. You're using it, so you might as well know what you're saying, and more than that, you might as well say exactly what you want to say, not just kind of the basics of what you can. And in electronic music, there's a great amount of focus placed on production, rightfully so. One of the countless reasons I love the genre. But people will spend a whole day like tweaking a bass sound, and then at the end of the day, just throw in a couple notes, as the melody, and that's it.
So there's a huge emphasis on the production and the engineering, and the theory part of it is kind of an afterthought. It gets lost.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have a thing called the piano test.
Awesome.
And that is stripping everything right back to melody, harmony, song. Make a great song, and it's going to be great forever. Rely on sounds and production, and it's going to be dated in a few years. So if you can bring the composing up to the producing level, you've got a win-win. Great song, great production, and it's timeless.
Yeah, and I know from your piano test was basically you take a song from the electronic realm and strip out all the brilliant engineering and production and distill it down to playing the notes on a piano, and oftentimes that music sounds very lacking and amateur.
Exactly.
And there's a huge opportunity there for you, the electronic music producers, to be able to embrace music theory, to bring your level of production up to the same engineering standards. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for this content.
Absolutely.
So if music theory is so relevant and so important, what is it about it that gets in the way of electronic music producers really embracing it and using it in their music?
Electronic music is new school, and theory is still very much old school, centered in classical music, and with a focus on instruments, especially the piano, and notation, the scary dots on the 5 lines, and scores and sheet music. And we as electronic musicians have chosen the computer to be our musical instrument, and MIDI is our notation. And the way music theory is still being taught has definitely not caught up to that.
Now I'd like to talk about your specific approach and what about it is unique, different, and special. I'd like to talk specifically about the language hacking, seeing as the course is called Hacking Music Theory. So tell me a bit more about what that means.
Okay, so I've spent 3 decades learning this stuff, so you don't have to. I've extracted all the relevant and useful information for the electronic music world from my classical background, and I've got all the shortcuts for you. I've got all the underlying formulas. I've got all the cheat sheets, everything you need to make music now without all the filler, without wasting tons of time going through books with information that's not relevant anymore. So it's all updated and all to the point.
Yeah, I think the wasting time thing is important because all of us are busy, like you said. And I know for me in my work with you, one of the things I've found most valuable is the hacking tools that you've come up with. And maybe you could speak to a little bit about some of these shortcuts that you've developed.
Absolutely. A lot of these actually stem back to me being a lazy teenager, learning all the kind of the long-winded classical theory stuff, and just looking for shortcuts everywhere. And ever since then, I've been honing them and now I'm ready to share them with the world. And one of them being the key signature killing machine, which
is a secret weapon, which
secret
we will reveal
weapon
to you in this course.
Yeah, can't tell you yet. So.
Yeah, but definitely suffice it to say that you've been able to take those 3 decades of experience and really take a lot of these concepts that sometimes can take months to learn, and you have very specific, well-defined shortcuts that allow somebody to jump from A to B very, very, very quickly without going through weeks and weeks of training. So I'm very excited for you guys to learn these. Ray, if somebody signs up for this course and invests their time and money into training with you, what can they really at the core expect to get out of the experience?
First and foremost, confidence. Music, or good music rather, is objective as opposed to subjective, which a lot of people think. So we're going to empower students with the knowledge to know that the music they're making is good. So removing uncertainty, worrying about what people think. It's, they will have the confidence to know that the music they're making is good. Secondly, a lot of electronic music is unfortunately very disposable. So, we're going to be going beneath the sound design and really focusing on the composition and making timeless music that people want to remix and share, put in their DJ sets now as well as a decade from now.
Awesome. Yeah, I know with myself, I came to you, and after a short amount of training time, I felt like for the past 10 years I'd been writing music with one hand tied behind my back. And after 2 weeks with you, all of a sudden I had this new skill set available to me, and I really felt like you'd helped me to open a door that pushed me past a lot of roadblocks I was encountering, like getting partway through a tune and then getting stuck and not knowing what to do for the next section, and fumbling around with sound design to try and solve that, and then still feeling just not confident about my music. And really what you helped to do with the music theory training is open this new dimension that gave me added inspiration.
Thank you. Yeah, people often say that, learning music theory is like flicking a light switch on in a room and, suddenly you can see all the ideas, as opposed to stumbling around in the dark, hoping you're going to bump into something. So, with that clear vision empowered by knowledge and ideas and, inspiration, you'll never have writer's block again with music theory. There'll never be a blank template staring at you. Those days are gone.
Awesome. So I invite you to join up with us for this course. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to learn from such an incredible master teacher who's been one of my own teachers and mentors. And I'll invite you guys to come and sign up for the course now and join us. Hope to see you on the course. Cheers.
Thank you.